Now let us welcome the Honorable Minister Koroilavesau from Fiji. Thank you.
Dear Head of States, Honorable Ministers, Ambassadors, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Bulavinaka, and a very good afternoon to you all. It's an honor to sit among fellow advocates in the fight to save our global ocean here in Palau. All of you understand the enormous scale of the challenge before us, to turn our hopes for the ocean into a genuine ambition, than to use that ambition as fuel for concerted effort in the Blue Pacific. Fiji's intimate relationship with the ocean is understood by all. Pacific Island nations in all ways that matter most. Our beaches, reefs, and forests are not just hallmarks of the Fijian way of life, they are part of our culture. They provide our livelihoods and protect us. Our health and well-being of our oceans and the state of our climate are interconnected system. It is our fate that depend only on the actions that we take here in the Pacific. Our future would be assured because we will take whatever actions we must take, innovate in every way we can, and make any sacrifice that make to protect and preserve our ocean. But we are not only the ones who hold the future of the ocean in our hands. The rest of the world must also do its part. And that is the greater challenge that brought us here to Palau. As Pacific leaders, our task this week is to lead, to be a beacon of blue leadership that inspires the world to turn away from the model of developments that harms our ocean and threatens to strip them of their life-giving resources. The balance between environment and development may be considered novel in most advanced countries, but it is not a new idea to us. This has been our approach in the Blue Pacific from time immemorial. As large ocean states, the climate, the tides, cyclones, the health of fish stocks and forests, and rainfall all define everyday life. And as world-class tourism destination emerging from pandemic, Fiji is using our reopening to the world as a reset for a highly sustainable and resilient tourism sector. Pre-COVID, we are on course to welcome 1 million visitors annually, surpassing Fiji's population. We never doubted that our tourism brand would keep its value and our industry would bounce back. With arrivals climbing by the month, we now have the proof. The challenge is to protect it against future adversity to make it truly sustainable. Visitors to Fiji should come to see our reefs, forests, and beautiful biodiversity. The money they spend in Fiji should help protect these ecosystems, and they should live with a new understanding of the value of marvels of nature they'll experience in our islands. The onus is on us to take action, to ensure that the oceans are protected not only for tourism, not only for the economic benefits they bring to us, but for their intrinsic value as a critical component of our global ecosystem. Our Honorable Prime Minister, Frank Bainimarama, has a assertive stand on the global arena, focusing on the world's attention on the plight of small island states in dealing with unsustainable development and climate change. We must force the world to look. We must hold their attention until they actually see what is happening. But while we wait for the world to catch up, we are taking actions at home. We cannot ask others to do what we are not willing to do ourselves. Fiji is now committed to a long-term national framework that makes sustainability a guiding principle for virtually all government economic activities. Yeah. It is a national approach to a blue and greener future. We are streamlining tourism regulations, promoting tourism investment, and building capacity for local governments. We are also developing concessions framework to engage the private sector in the management and enforcement of marine protected areas. The old business model of selling rooms and drinks must make space for a model centered around protected forests, for visitors can tour, for marine protected areas that become sites for mangrove and coral planting, for organic farms that put healthy and carbon neutral meals to our guest plates and for renewable powered hotels and restaurants. Fiji is committing to increasing digital connectivity and improving transportation. Additionally, our tourism industry has strongly aligned itself to the conservation and protection of our marine ecosystem and employing innovative technologies that uses resources efficiently. More and more of our hotels are moving toward net zero by 2030, and we hope all resorts and hotels would be as near to net zero as possible. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Minister Koroilavesau. And our last panelist is Dr. Sakaguchi of the Sasakawa.